SMF Street Traders, here's that weekly chart, that bullish breakout. We couldn't break below that 240 mark. At that time, we were telling Peter Brady that the 245 calls up and out of the money was a place to be, that the 290 calls that were very small at the time, we were telling the MMTs that are watching this very work session that we're doing on our trade management, and so did the seniors, was to buy the 290 call up and out of the money. And when we broke above 267.50 now, which was right over in here, they gapped it above it. We held that area 267.50 or 75 would be where you would get the bigger breakout, a continuation of the bigger breakout. And when we cleared it and held it, that's where we came down. That's where the downtrend started. And every time over here on these prior weekly tops, we couldn't take it out. But when we couldn't break that there, that was the time to be looking at that volatility trade for very cheap up and out of the money. We broke those highs. We broke above 267.50, and bam, we're at a 52-week high on Apple. Now, granted that we're getting a little bit overbought, we can go higher and break above the 300 mark very easily, like we've said, during this volatility spike. This is a September rally going into its earnings in October, and let me tell you, going into, after making a 4-week rally up and going into the earnings, and whatever could happen in the pre-election, whatever can happen in the earnings, it's going to get all priced in. We'll be looking at where the top end of the price, as we did with the GDX and the GLD, is where the top price gets to a point at the 52-week high cycle where you get that pullback, and then you come back up and you make another high. But look at the kind of pullbacks that you can get at times. We're not looking for any huge pullback, because the weekly bull trend now, it went from a mild bear trend to a full bull trend. I've got 1 week right here, 2, 3, 4 weeks above the 10-week. The 10-week flattened out right there at the buy zone. That's the blue line. That 10-week wouldn't go lower. You weren't going lower. You closed above it. You held that support. That's where the buys happen, and that's the bullish move in Apple. And the 10-week is crossed above the red line. That's the 20-week. Any pullback is to buy it, sell it intraday. It's got good, strong intraday momentum. Here, MMTs, outside of that weekly chart that I'm showing you, this is your MM platform. And basically, Apple's got one of the best short directional movements, going long here, popping that baby up, getting that move down, getting that move up. Ken Flagg was getting them short. When they reverse half of the bars in the system, they go down. These directional movements are about as good as you can get, and they don't get any better. And the thing about it is, they're both mathematically perfect. And if you look over here and you're shorting that thing up at 290, 240 down to 290, that's a $2 move. If you take it long, when the system says back up to 291 off of this lower end of this price right here is 290.7, you get the move. Then it comes down, and it comes down first left. You failed half of the bar, second left, and this is where the buy was. This is where the buy was on the close of Friday. So Apple Computer, when investors trying to buy and only get one move, the MMT is getting that reversal. They're getting that move, that first reversal, second reversal. When they quit going down and prices are finally made again, you're going long and you're pulling out $2, $2, $2, $3 or $4 here off of the high, or $2 off of the high, and you're going back up $2. So when someone's trying to get a one directional movement, you're getting one movement, two movements, 3 movements, 4 movements. You're getting 5 movements out of the trade using the SMF platform. And I just populated all your data in here. It's winding it up right now. Everything in your black box is going in the alert system. All of your info panel is doing its magic. And the thing about it is right into the close, we got to this was Friday's trade. So basically, Apple Computer is good on every pullback and a trade. What has happened is during the late day, we've been getting these for 2 days out of the week. We got that move down, and we've been getting intraday moves. So we're seeing more of a balanced short and long tape, and we're getting both that directional move there, and finally we're coming back up and breaking the highs from the original reversal that happened right here. And this is our platform, and there's the highs right there. So I don't know if I had the whole thing fit in, but there's the downtrend. So you had 1, 2, 3, and that was a buy, but the bigger buy came at the end of the day, where on Thursday they sold it, and on Wednesday they sold it, but on Friday, on the third day at the close, they bought into it. Very bullish chart for intraday using the system. Very bullish weekly chart. Our focus is understanding that if we do get below, we got a 290 put that we can look at. We've also got various other put and option contracts and strike prices that we've been doing in our options trading market maker division, is that we know where to be. We've got the 300 call that we told people to buy, and we've got $310 call when we were way below the market. No one ever thought the $290 call could get in the money. We'll look at it. On a weekly basis, it was down here at this price. Right there. It was very cheap. 605. It's made a $3 move. That was the 290 call up and out of the money when we were well below the market. Not to mention the $300 call that hit a low here. Pennies on the dollar was the hedge on Apple. If Apple wanted to go higher, well, it didn't cost you much more than 38 cents. 38 cents is a low here. Right here was 57 cents, and you moved up to 490, and that was up and out of the money, a $300 call. If you had 10 contracts here, people, and you paid 40 cents, it cost you $400 to make $4,000. What a gift. And once again, this is the Apple weekly chart. Sooner or later, we will be pulling back. That is how you buy the options. You want to learn about options, then I suggest you get with SMF. Or when you're done reading day trading books on options and you find it don't work, come back here and visit us. We'll show you how it does. It's that bottom line. Calls, option, bullish chart. Calls up and out of the money paying. That was the hedge for September. That was the deflated side. That was dollar cost risk lower side. 300, 310, 290 calls. That's back before Apple broke above 260. It was still around 255 to 265. And the call options, the calls here and here could have been bought up and out of the money for very cheap during back at that time. And that's what you're taught here to do. Weekly bullish chart. I'm going to give out the options on the next video, or after the video's over. I'm going to give out the pricing.